She got upset with my wife about something or other and threw some water on her, and then she threw some water on me. And he has been abusing me since I was 6 months old. If they're trying to do this to me...
Is she admit?
Yeah.
On November 2nd, 2025, officers responded to a domestic violence call in New Mexico. A woman admitted to throwing a glass that struck her father's head, causing visible injury. This case presents critical questions about warrantless entry, mandatory arrest laws, and mental health in criminal justice.
She probably needs to go to the crisis.
Where's she at?
In the kitchen.
I am not supposed to have to go.
You can go this way.
They broke my right wrist, and they, for 10 years, forced me to live in my house without medical care, without access to my own medical care and my own bank account. I have compartment syndrome. I am at danger of losing my...
Well, maybe them to Memorial Center in an ambulance or something.
I have compartment syndrome. For them to even do this to me...
So what can we do for you today? What would you like for us to do? How can
I have evidence that I want to show you.
I'll talk to you right now.
Christina.
I'll go with her. I'll see the evidence right now. My partners are gonna come talk to you. And it's Christina, right?
Yes.
Yes. I have...
Is this your room?
Yes.
Okay. Christina with the C, right?
No.
With the K?
With a K.
Okay.
And they have been stealing my bank account, and they forced me to actually live here for 10 years without health care and without access to any outside. They actually forced me to have appointments by phone without any access to health care, and forced me to have a ladder holding me hostage by the front door. Well, they say they are, but they don't treat me like one because they traffic me from the NMSA pool from 6 months to 17 years.
Christina, what's a good phone number for you?
They stole my phone.
Before they stole it, what was your phone number?
They put NSO trucks on my phone and stole my phone number. And they stole my 401k. And they stole my bank account.
Okay, what's your dad's name?
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
He's talking to her in her bedroom.
Oh, okay.
That way, and my husband's
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
cleaning up
Thank you so much.
the glass and everything she threw at him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so today we're investigating a possible domestic that happened, so I want to know what happened today. Walk me through what happened.
He forced me to go to a group home. I have my right wrist is broken from being backhanded into the floor.
Mm-hmm. Did you fall? Was this today?
No, it was July 24th in San Teresa, New Mexico.
Okay. So,
At a stash house.
okay, gotcha. So, Christina, we're talking about what happened today. So,
3 years ago, he backhanded me and broke my
today
back.
is Sunday, November 2nd. What happened today?
He forced me to throw water on him to get to, for him to get him to leave me alone.
What was he doing to you?
He had basically called and threatened to put me back in a group home with the person that broke my right wrist.
Okay.
And he has been preventing me from getting medical care.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's been staying at a group home in Santa Teresa. She left this group home, got out in the street, called the sheriff.
So what led to the argument?
Well, she got upset with my wife about something or other and threw some water on her, and then she threw some water on me, and I took the glass away from her.
Okay.
And put it down. She went and picked it up, got it back, threw and hit me in the head with it.
When she threw, was it like this? Was it like this?
Right here. So.
Okay.
So then you threw water on him because you were upset?
Yes.
And did the water hit him and get him wet and all that?
Yes.
Okay. And I saw he had like a red mark, a little bit of blood on his forehead? What happened there?
The glass,
You threw a glass at him?
well, the glass ended up hitting him. I did not mean to throw the glass. He has been abusing me since I was 6 months old. When I was 6 months old, he abused me. There's pictures on a server of me being abused with him with his pants off. And he trafficked me with the NMSU swimming program and NMSU basketball program, an athletic program from about 6 months to 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they cut off the basketball goal outside. He has that and my drafting table in the backyard.
Okay. So as far as today, when you threw the cup at him, was that in the kitchen or did that take
It was in the kitchen.
Okay.
He stole my 401k. He stole credit for everything I did.
So you're in the kitchen and he comes up to you in the kitchen, says he's going to take you to a group home. You got upset and threw a glass at him.
Yes.
She has a tendency when she really gets upset to kind of lose control. And that's the reason she's not living at home any longer, is that professional guardian doesn't think it's safe for us to be there with her when that happens, which it does occur.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to show us where this occurred, sir. You want to show us where exactly everything happened? So,
Well,
that's still, I see the water.
I was standing over here and she was here and threw the glass at me and hit me in the head.
Okay.
And then it hit the floor, of course. and the tile floors are good at breaking glass.
Right, yes.
Go ahead and she's
So,
very
that's
delusional.
what
She's
it
been
amounts
that
to.
way for a long time.
I understand.
And I should not have been taken to a group home in the first place, given I have my bachelor's in biology and foreign language, German and Russian, and my master's in microbiology.
Mm-hmm.
I was not able to use my master's in microbiology because he actually sold credit and sold my cell phone tower to...
So you have a master's degree, right?
I have my master's in microbiology.
Have you been diagnosed with anything?
They tried to say I have schizophrenia. I do not have schizophrenia. I have from Chile, was my pediatrician. He prescribed in pill form and prescribed that actually caused me to get locked out of my grandparents' house when I was 16 and have to walk to my grandparents' old house.
Has it been physical between you and your parents before?
He has broken my back before.
Okay, have you been in trouble?
No.
Have you ever been in jail or anything?
No.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and have a word with my partner, and then I'll be right with you. Thank you. In this case, I understand she does have a condition. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that is...
If it's domestic violence, is it a mandatory arrest?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was about to tell you, and that because I just saw the glass and...
And his injury, correct?
Yes.
Right. Well, I mean, so far it's kind of all...
It's pointing towards that.
Still want to consess with your partner,
Yes,
but at this point it's looking like we most likely have PC, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so maybe let's get his 49. Take pictures of him and take pictures of the broken glass.
Okay.
And everything, like get an overall, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
So after you threw the glass at him, after it cut his face or whatever, and he got wet with the water, what happened?
He threatened me. He has been threatening me. He has been acting like my brother can take credit for what I did and with my professional career.
She's had behavioral health problems since she was about 16, off and on.
Okay.
And it had become progressively worse.
For him to completely discredit me, he has been paid by people.
I know, I get what you're saying and all that stuff, but like I said, we're just...
And he even took all my letters from my family
today.
out of my address book.
Okay.
It is my address book. He has acted like my inheritance is his to steal and sell to decades, an LLC that is a corporate guardianship.
So then what was different today? Why did you feel the need to throw the watering glass at him?
The Fourth Amendment requires warrants for home entries, but courts recognize exceptions. In Brigham City versus Stewart, 2006, the Supreme Court held officers may enter without a warrant when they reasonably believe someone needs help and violence is ongoing. Here, officers relied on 3 justifications: maternal consent, exigent circumstances from an active domestic call, and the community caretaking function. New Mexico Statute 30-3-15 defines battery against a household member as unlawful, intentional touching in a rude, insolent, or angry manner. Critically, no serious injury is required. Even minor acts like slaps, shoves, or thrown objects qualify. The visible injury here clearly meets this standard, establishing probable cause. New Mexico employs mandatory arrest for domestic violence. When probable cause exists, officers have no discretion. This policy protects victims, prevents escalation, and ensures judicial oversight. The legislature made this decision to address the dangers of under-enforcement. Officers must arrest regardless of victim cooperation or officer judgment about severity. Miranda versus Arizona requires rights advisement before custodial interrogation. The key is custody, when a reasonable person wouldn't feel free to leave. During the investigation, the subject was in her bedroom, not restrained, and could end the conversation. Miranda wasn't required until the actual arrest. Graham versus Connor establishes the use of force standard objective reasonableness from the officer's perspective. 3 factors matter: crime severity, immediate threat, and active resistance. Here, a misdemeanor battery, no threat to officers, and full compliance warranted only handcuffing. No takedown strikes or weapons. Textbook appropriate force.
Because of the way he's been treating me.
Which is just verbal, right?
It was
Verbally, like telling you, taking you back to the group home.
Well, basically, there are people in the group home that are down to 100 pounds, and there's signs that they may have, they actually may have euthanized my Beauceron that was 13 years old.
Okay, how old is your wrist injury again? You said it was 3 years ago at the
No, my wrist injury is July 24th.
Of this year?
Of this year. They have not even admitted that it was broken, even though there are x-rays of it. And
Okay.
they have been getting my health care instead of me.
Okay, just follow me this way. Hold on.
What?
I need you to stay out here.
I need to go to the bathroom.
We're still conducting our investigation, so just come out here, okay? I'll let you know when we're done. Okay, do me a favor. Christina, just go sit on that seat over there.
I did not attack you.
Christina, do me a favor.
I have never attacked her in my life.
Hey, you got PC?
Yes.
Okay. Walk outside for me, okay?
If they were to kick my
Okay, just
And
to that grass area over there. You guys want it?
Yeah.
Now just put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for the crime of battery on a household member, okay?
If they're trying to do this to me,
Does she admit?
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't, even without
Yeah.
times 2.
they
Oh,
they
times
are
2?
not even
Yeah, she
admitting
threw water on the
that
mom and
they
she saw the wet shirt.
assaulted
And then
me.
obviously Dad has the...
Okay. Yeah, she just submitted to the tab.
They assaulted me.
Okay. If you want to just stand by with her in the unit, or we just finish up with them.
Okay.
Be so gracious.
They are stealing all my property.
Okay.
He stole my 401k.
Okay, we'll go ahead and talk about it again. I understand you spoke with this officer. Let him know all that kind of stuff, and we're just going to finish with it.
I got it. Walk this way.
It is a mandatory arrest. So it's not so much in our hands, it's something that we have to enforce action. Just so that way they're clear. That way they can kind of, but then you can reiterate to them saying, you know, I understand you're trying to get her more medical services.
Christina, go ahead and take a seat in the back right here.
You can have her sit down.
And I have a broken right sesamoid bone from them.
You'll see the nurse at
Breaking
the DC, so go ahead and have a seat, man.
You're good. Just leave her right now, and then we'll get the rest of their information. Explain to them what's going on,
And I'll
okay?
run her on leads and get you guys like that. SOC and all that.
Appreciate it.
So at this moment, she has been placed under arrest, okay?
Oh no.
Yes, if you want to go ahead and take a seat, because I know that your knee was hurting. She has been placed under arrest and is going to be for battery on a household member. Okay, I understand that maybe you will not want to press charges, but the state does pick them up by law. So at this moment,
In reference to domestic violence, it's a mandatory arrest.
Oh.
Yes, so technically you guys are considered household members, and that constitutes a domestic violence arrest.
We had no choice.
Right,
correct.
it's pretty much.
Yes. But we are gonna go ahead and take her in. But I do want to let you know that there is some sort resources that can help you with the whole situation that you're having with her.
She has a guardian.
Oh, well, then you can provide that information that I'm gonna give you.
Ready to call him now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an emergency number to call them.
Okay, we can definitely get the information. We can try to call them, but it's just so we can press forward with our investigation.
Okay, I'll write this on my stuff here. Okay.
Take care of yourselves for the evening, okay?
All right, thank you for
Of course.
Mental illness provides context, but not immunity. The subject exhibited signs of mental health crisis. Pressured speech, elaborate allegations, possible paranoid ideation. She's under guardianship. However, the criminal justice system has mechanisms, competency, evaluation, diversion programs, treatment, focus, sentencing. Mental health explains behavior, but doesn't eliminate criminal liability. Officers receive B+, thorough investigation, proper probable cause, professional communication, appropriate force. Areas for improvement, more explicit articulation of entry justification and primary aggressor analysis. Overall solid police work balancing law enforcement with compassion. The subject receives D, clear battery admission, visible injury caused poor judgment, escalating verbal conflict to physical violence. Mental health issues provide sentencing context but don't excuse the criminal conduct. Lack of accountability, claiming victim status despite being sole aggressor. The father receives B for calm cooperation and restraint. The mother receives A- for proactive assistance and guardian information. The department receives B for sound policies, though mental health crisis resources could be more visible. Key lessons. First, mandatory arrest removes discretion, but ensures consistency and victim protection. Second, mental illness requires specialized response, but doesn't negate probable cause when crimes occur. Third, officers must focus on immediate criminal acts, not historical family dysfunction. Fourth, clear communication about legal processes helps manage expectations. Fifth, documenting special needs like guardianship ensures appropriate follow-up. For officers, articulate entry justifications on camera. Conduct separate interviews to establish independent probable cause. Recognize mental health presentations but apply law consistently. Explain mandatory arrest clearly to all parties. Document guardian or special needs information immediately. Balance enforcement with humanity. For families, understand that mental health crisis doesn't exempt from accountability. Mandatory arrest means officer discretion is removed. Seek treatment resources proactively. Know that even minor physical acts constitute battery. Historical grievances don't justify present violence. Guardians play crucial roles in criminal proceedings for individuals with diminished capacity. This case demonstrates the intersection of mental health and criminal law. Officers handled a difficult situation professionally following legal mandates while recognizing human complexity. The proper forum for evaluating mental health needs is through courts and social services, not street-level enforcement. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our second channel, Audit the Court, for even more police interaction and courtroom content.